Hey, you geeks! Every season thus far, the Dragon Prince has asked, is King Harrow a good king? A good father? A good man? With each season providing a deeper, more nuanced answer. His character grows from a friendly father figure and noble king into a man who has made mistakes that carried deep consequences for himself and for his kingdom.
All of you knew King Harrow as a great king. He was a leader, a warrior, and a champion. But I knew him as my dad, who loved me and my brother and our mom, and sometimes told really bad jokes.
Harrow's complexity is one of the many reasons The Dragon Prince is such a great show. The main characters, Ezrin and Callum, come to terms with the fact that their father is flawed at the same time that the show's target audience, young teenagers, are realizing the same thing about their own parents. So it's hardly surprising that King Harrow gets a lot of screen time for a character who died in episode 3. Thus, let us consider Harrow, the man, the myth, the legend, his complex legacy, and what it meant for his sons. Father. Our primary view of Harrow is that of father to Callum and Ezrin, a man with the weight of a nation on his shoulders, yet one who still holds true affection for his sons.
You could build a dirt man, or what about mudsledding? That could be a thing.
But we see more relationship drama between Callum and Harrow because Callum is older and Harrow's stepson.
Now I wonder if I should have held you closer. I wonder if showing you how much I loved you would have been okay.
Harrow tells Callum that he is bound by the cycle of violence and his own decisions to face assassination by Moonshadow elves.
I am responsible for some of those wrongs. I've done terrible things. I thought they were necessary. Now I don't know. But I do know I will pay the price for the choices I made.
At this point, it's unclear what Harrow precisely did to deserve the elves' wrath, but Harrow is resigned to his fate. Yet we later learn that he does not want the same fate for Callum.
Do not let the past define your future as I did. Free yourself from the past. Learn from it, understand it, then let it go. Create a brighter future from your own hearts and imagination.
Harrow tells Callum that he is free to choose the right thing and not be bound by the bad decisions others made before him. This empowers Callum to reject dark magic and open himself up to the Sky Arcanum.
You are free. You are free from both the past and the future. Nothing is written in stone. Fate is a lie. You are free.
As a father, Harrow inspired Callum to avoid the mistakes he made and take the first steps towards making peace with the elves, an act Harrow had failed to do as king. Harrow and Ezrin's relationship is primarily forged through their roles as king and his heir. Harrow wanted to be a good king. We see that early in season 1, not wanting to take the easy way out and give one particular innocent man a death sentence.
Every one of these men and women would gladly trade their life to save yours.
Would you, Viren?
Although the Moonshadow elves were successful in killing Harrow, most of the guards survived that night, so Viren was wrong, as he most often is. In the second season, we are reminded again just how badly Harrow wanted to be a good king.
She said to me that justice was more than fair decisions and fair consequences. True justice was a fair system.
The blindness of justice is an ancient ideal, but I must say Harrow puts a particular modern spin to it that makes him basically a saint to today's audience. His story becomes even more sympathetic when he agrees to help the queens of Durin.
Then it seems we have no choice.
Exactly. I'm sure they will understand.
We will share whatever we have with them. And we will share in their suffering.
But roads paved with good intentions don't always end in good places. We see here the beginning of Harrow's tragic fall, when he has taken on too much responsibility and searches for a way out. Any way out.
I can use the heart of the Titan in a powerful spell that will warm the land and allow us to magically grow an incredible bounty.
Enough to feed 2 kingdoms.
Enough to feed 10 kingdoms.
Queen Sarai was right to point out that abandoning principles to suit his needs would not end well.
You said you want to build a better world, to really change things. That's going to take decades of hard work. There's no monster you can slay and solve all your problems. There's no shortcut.
And it didn't. This was the choice that ultimately set him on course to be assassinated by Moonshadow Elves. But it was also a choice that gave him wisdom that he passed to Callum.
I want to talk to you about life and growing up, and how sometimes there are changes you don't expect.
Who passed it to Ezrin.
When you grow up, you have to face things you're not ready for.
Wait, what?
I'm not going with you to Zadia.
Who, when faced with his first tough decisions as king, learned from Harrow's experience. Ezrin chose to break the cycle that bound his father.
I haven't gone through the things that made my father the king he was. So I've decided that I don't have to be the king my father was.
Ezrin thus far has been a mediocre king, getting deposed and abandoning his army to be transformed into monsters is not a great way to start a reign. But he is staying on track to be a good man, something that Harrow failed to do. Man. At his core, Harrow remains a flawed man. Despite being a good father and a good king, this shortcoming brought about his downfall, though the show unwinds it in a long, slow reveal. Season 1 tells us that the humans killed Thunder, and that Viren destroyed the egg.
Should I be grateful that you destroyed that dragon's egg? Thank you for starting this unwinnable war. Thank you for angering the dragons and the elves so much that tonight they are here for my life.
But it's not clear what role Harrow played. It's also implied that he is taking responsibility for things he allowed to happen. Only later do we discover that Harrow personally killed Thunder. Not for the good of his kingdom, as was earlier implied, but for vengeance.
I do hate him.
A vengeance that could not be sated by an offer of peace.
This is your last chance. Leave or die!
You never gave her that choice.
A vengeance that even when his foe had died, believed it was necessary to wipe out the next generation as well.
It's horrific, Viren.
There is no other way.
Do it.
And of course, a vengeance that turned upon him and brought about his own death.
I've accepted that tonight I may pay the price for our mistakes.
Fortunately for Harrow, he saw the error in his ways before he died. Though he could not escape the consequences of his own actions, he did pass on his wisdom to his sons, which empowered them to break the cycle.
I feel so sorry that this all happened.
Me too, Callum. But look at them, playing together. That's the miracle. That's hope. They're the ones that are going to break the cycle.
At the end of Season 3, Ezrin and Callum still have much growing up to do, but they've each come to terms with their father's complex legacy. I cannot wait to see them step out from under Harrow's shadow and create their own legacy, not a legacy of failure to reach lofty ideals, but a real peace made by taking practical steps to heal their broken world. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you would like to see more. Your patronage is greatly appreciated.